Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Germantown Academy for the first round of the 2022 Pennsylvania Independent Schools Athletic Association Girls Basketball Championship Tournament. Today's matchup is between the Perkiomen School Panthers and your Germantown Academy Patriots! Before we meet our starting lineups, it is important to note that the Inter-Academic Athletic League and GA values sportsmanship as our #1 priority. We hope that spectators, players, and coaches conduct themselves as positive role models and represent their schools in a manner that exhibits the principles of sportsmanship. Spectators shall exhibit respect and courtesy towards all participants, coaches, and officials. All comments about other schools, coaches, student athletes, and officials should be done in a positive manner. Anyone who violates the sportsmanship code may be removed from the event. Now let's meet our starting lineups. First for Perkiomen. Senior number 11, Christina Sanchez. Senior number 13, Rachel Dunn. Sophomore number 20, Jade Marquez. Senior number 21, Cecilia Vasallo. And sophomore number 33, Lauren Patno. And now let's meet your Germantown Academy Patriots at 5'9" from Rosemont. Sophomore number 21, Izzy Casey. At 5'9" from Chalfont. Sophomore number 23, Sam Wade. At 5'5" from Philadelphia, sophomore number 31, Jenna Ponick. At 5'10" from Philadelphia, sophomore number 40, Jessica Ponick. And at 6'3" from Elkins Park, junior number 20, Kendall.
Thank you. Thank you. We welcome you to Germantown Academy for the first round of the 2022 Girls Basketball PAISAA Championship. The visiting Perkiomen School Panthers set to take on the home Germantown Academy Patriots. An electric atmosphere already here this afternoon. The entire boys baseball team, their first practice of the season, and they are here to cheer on the girls basketball team who won the opening tip-off. That was Kendall Bennett, who led it back to Izzy Casey, and now sophomore point guard Jenna Ponick will get things started on the attack for GA. Finished the regular season at 14-7 right off the bat. Wade's three is off the marks, and a rebound to the Perkiomen School. 14-7 overall record in the regular year for GA as Patno drives in. Layup was no good, a rebound to Sam Wade. GA finished 9-3 overall in the Interac. Most recently a win against Notre Dame. Casey, a nice move, but she was rejected there by Patno, who will quickly bring it ahead for Perkiomen. Led both of these teams in points their last time. And she is an early 2-point here to give Perkiomen the first lead of the game, 2-0. Again, these teams played a few weeks ago. GA came away with a 10-point victory. Patno was the leading scorer for either of these two teams. They try to get it down low to Bennett, but it's Perkiomen forcing the turnover. And senior point guard Christina Sanchez now into GA territory. Sanchez has been a prolific player for Perkiomen as well. This will cycle around, Patno catch and shoot. That's well off the marks and trickles out of bounds. This baseball team is really getting into it. Again, Patno 25 points in the loss against GA. Also with 26 against Scotland Campus. Those 25 points led all scorers by 8. She's been the leading scorer for them all season. Ponick trying to get GA on the board early on. Misfires there. And again, it's Sanchez bringing things up. Sanchez has recorded multiple 20-point games this season for Perkiomen at the point guard position. Has been one of their best players. Coach Gazowski has said that she's the team's smartest and most experienced player. They get it down low as Sanchez drives in and a foul's called down low as Bennett went in for the block. Excuse me, no, they'll call it against Jesaponic. Sanchez at the free throw line. GA was working on their defense yesterday in preparation for this Perkiomen School matchup. And they knew that Christina Sanchez loves to drive to the basket, so Coach Retief said, don't try and strip the ball, just keep her in front of you and don't let her get to the free throw line. She did that a bunch in their last meeting, these two teams, but she misses both of them there, and it remains a 2-point game. Down low to Bennett, wide open layup for the junior. Kendall Bennett, a first-team All-Interact selection that was announced last night, late last night, is averaging a double-double on the season. Has been just a prolific scorer and defender for GA this season. An All-Interact selection last year as well. Second selection as a junior, GA forcing the turnover. Casey with lots of speed, tried to get it to Wade down low. Patnode got a hand on it and forces it out of bounds. This season, Bennett is 131 of 251, 52% field goal percentage overall. Tuesday against Notre Dame had a double-double, 18 points and 10 rebounds. Inbound pass here is out of the reach of Casey and right to Sanchez. Tough start offensively for GA. They had a great game last time in the first three quarters against Perkiomen. Wade snatching away the steal. Over across to Casey with the left hand. Finish, count it, and one. A beautiful finish from Izzy Casey. She was named a second-team All-Interact selection last night as well, along with Jesaponic. Izzy Casey's had a great season and fueled by a great second half of the season. Is averaging 10 points per game. She misses the free throw, but that gives GA and Bennett and Casey, two players averaging double figures this season. Casey 64 of 131 from within three, is shooting 49% from three. That leads the team. Ranks first or second in most of the GA offensive statistics. Sanchez thinks about the three and then will whip it down low. And then a pump fake here. Vassallo works it around. This is done, turning away with it now, and she traveled in doing so. It'll be GA ball going up the court. This GA baseball team and other fans here this afternoon providing a boost of energy to this girls basketball team, now clinging to a 2-point lead. Here's Aponic. That was a lengthy two. Foot was on the line. It was just off the mark. Aponic is shooting over 40% from three this season. Here's a lengthy two that hits the rim and then out. Bennett quickly ahead to Aponic. GA's got numbers ahead. They'll try to send it over to Casey. They keep it in right to Sam Wade, who is an easy finish under the basket. Sam Wade, who's been an instrumental part of this team's freshman and sophomore year. As Perkiomen takes a timeout, it's a 6-0 run for GA. They lead by 4. Well, I mentioned it is the first round of the 2022 girls basketball PAISAA tournament. You got to look at the PAISAA bracket there. Again, they didn't play this tournament last year due to COVID. Westtown School's the #1 seed. The winner of this game here tonight will take them on. Again, GA the 4 seed, Perkiomen the 5 seed. For GA, maybe a little unfortunate not to be in that lower part of the bracket. You see Notre Dame and Penn Charter there because GA defeated both Notre Dame and Penn Charter earlier this season. Notre Dame this past week, actually. And they know that Westtown is a formidable opponent. But the way GA's been playing over the past few weeks, they know they can take anyone on right now. After the Westtown timeout, they will bring things ahead, led by Christina Sanchez. Wade comes up to pressure her as it's a 3 in the corner for Perkiomen. That was Jade Marquez on the miss. Collected by Sam Wade, who will then move things up. Gabby Bose is in the game for the Patriots. So Wade at point guard, Bose from downtown. A touch too strong and a rebound for Patnode. Jess Kalecki, who's a freshman point guard, has been injured for the Patriots as Patnode tough drive to the basket. doesn't get the finish. Jess Kalecki's been injured for a few weeks for GA, so Wade's had to step up at point guard when Aponic isn't out there. Bennett from Aponic knocks down the 2 from the free throw line. Again, Wade played a lot of point guard last season as a freshman, but GA really has had her at the 2 this season because they've had both Jenna Aponic and Jess Kalecki's 3 from Sanchez in and out. Rebound right back to Perkiomen as Marquez gives it back to Sanchez. Moving in against Wade, tough floaters off the marks. A nice rebound by Dunn, and Bennett will foul her, going back up with it. It'll be 2 shots for Rachel Dunn. Had 12 points against Scotland campus for Perkiomen. That was the game before these 2 teams last played. Can play both shooting guard and small forward, can Dunn. Over the last 9 games, she's averaging close to 10 points per game. GA knows she loves those pull-up jumpers, so they're going to try to defend that against her today, as this GA baseball team is making life incredibly difficult for Perkiomen at the free throw line. They are 1 of 4 so far, and it's an 8-3 game. Aponic turning in from 2, goes down. Jess Aponic has been absolutely prolific from within 3 this season. Part of the reason why she was named second team All-Interac last night. She is shooting 59 of 109, 54% from 2. That leads the team. Marquez in the corner, well too strong. And Casey's right there for the loose ball. Aponic also leads the team in assists, trying to do so for the 2nd straight season. Has had a great past couple of weeks after she missed some games at the beginning of the year with a wrist injury. She drives through here with the left hand, couldn't get it. Bennett putback is too short. Another putback attempt, and she was fouled. Kendall Bennett will shoot 2 at the line for the first time today. The first team All-Interac selection. To get back to Jess Aponic, she'd be the first GA player over the last 10 years to lead the team in assists her first 2 years of high school. She's averaging over 3 assists per game this season, as Thomas will replace Casey here. She'd be just the 2nd underclassman in the last 10 years to have over 3 assists per game. But Aponic's a player who does it all for GA. 2nd on the team in blocks as a guard. We mentioned the assists, gets a lot of rebounds. In fact, the only guard with more blocks in a single season over the last 5 years is Rachel Balzer of GA, who is a really tall guard. Aponic at 5'11". See her against Marquez now. Again, GA trying to keep Perkiomen out of the paint. That was their plan of attack. Playing a 2-3 zone against this Perkiomen Panther team. Patno driving in against 2 Patriots and gets a tough finish. Patno is the player to watch if you're GA. Most of her points last time, though, against GA came in the 4th quarter. In fact, 18 of the 25 came in the 4th quarter. GA did a very good job defending hers. Bose looks for Thomas, then flip it back out to Wade, gives to Thomas, faking the 3, and then on the drive, CJ Thomas off the glass. Couldn't kiss it in. Thomas has had a great past couple weeks. That's kind of the story for GA. Great past few weeks. They only have 1 loss in this month of February as Sanchez knocks down the 3 to make it a 3-point game and quiet down this GA sideline, which mostly, again, consists of the GA baseball team. But nonetheless, a good crowd out to support GA in the first round of this PAISAA tournament. Aponic circling, will do it herself. Off the glass, it's good. Perkiomen back down to 5. They enter 13-6 overall, undefeated in league play, 7-0 in their conference. Again, you see the zone of GA. It made things difficult for Perkiomen offensively last game. The miss here from Marquez is gobbled up by Gabby Bose. Sam Wade running things offensively. It's a whip down low to Kendall Bennett, who tries to put things up. No foul was called, but the loose ball came back to the Patriots for Wade to send in the middle off of Jess Aponic. It'll be Perkiomen ball. Okay, we mentioned how Perkiomen is undefeated in league play. as we have a whistle and referees are good to go. Perkiomen undefeated in league play. They play in the Penn Jersey Athletic League in the blue division with Barak Hebrew Academy, Community Academy, Cristo Rey, Mastery Camden, and New Foundations. Haven't lost a game in that conference this year. League champions Marquez, the high floater off the glass. Jade Marquez, another big piece of this Perkiomen team. Kozowski said that she asked her voice on the floor, wade through defenders. Couldn't go off the glass. Gabby Bowe sprawling out for the rebound. No whistles, will play on as Wade will chuck things up at the buzzer, and it's off the marks. A strong first quarter from both teams. At the end of the first 8 minutes, it's the Patriots clinging to a 3-point lead. As we prepare for the second quarter, get a look at some of the previous PAISAA champions. GA winning this tournament 4 times, most recently in 2019. They won 3 straight from 09 to 11. The Shipley School's been immensely successful in this tournament. Again, GA really will showcase it later, would have won so many more championships if they wouldn't have had to go through the Shipley School so many times. That's been their kryptonite in this tournament, but GA has had more #1 seedings in this tournament than any other school for the sport of girls basketball. Again, Notre Dame was the inaugural champion. And again, it isn't always the #1 seed who wins this tournament. Again, you got to look over the past several years. GA, the only #1 seed to win it. That was in 2019 over Shipley. And as the 4 seed this year, GA certainly has title aspirations despite being an incredibly young team. As we get set for the second quarter of action. Well, I mentioned GA is a young team. And as such, this is the first PAISAA appearance in the sport of basketball for every single one of these players on the GA roster, with the exception of Alex Goodrich and Kendall Bennett. This is their first PAISAA game for all the sophomores and freshmen. Again, there was no tournament last year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So really good first experience for GA. Aponic leads the team in steals. She'll add to the total, along with the points total. No, she misses the layup. Casey to the rebound, as she'll get it right back from Jess Aponic. Costly missed layup. Aponic will make up for it with a 3 here, but that one was off the marks. Unfortunate there. GA doesn't come away with any points. Patno tried to hand it off, but it was just her driving up the court. As Jess Aponic will hand things off to her sister Jenna, as GA will slow things down. We mentioned how Jenna leads the team in steals. She tried to get it to Bennett, tipped away by Patnode, and then Bennett fouled her coming back up the court. Aponic's been great leading things at point guard, especially after freshman Jess Kalecki went down with an injury. But this season, Jenna Aponic, 33 steals to go along with 36 assists, 34 rebounds. She's averaging 3.3 points per game. Patnode, catch and shoot from downtown, is short. Aponic handling the ball now. A great game against Notre Dame on Tuesday. 10 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals. She gave it off to Bennett there, who was fouled on the put-up attempt, and she'll be headed back to the free throw line. Two shots for Kendall Bennett. Again, these two teams played a few weeks ago on February 8th. GA came away with a 55-45 win. GA actually led 42-23 after the first 3 quarters. So roughly half of Perkiomen's points came in a very productive fourth quarter for them, but GA was up by a lot at that point. GA shot very well from the floor, 43.6% from 2, 33.3% from 3. Rebounded very well, too, as GA forces another turnover. Aponic will track the loose ball down, send it down low to Bennett. Tipped by Dunn, keeps it in to Aponic, and she was fouled by Marquez, as Aponic tried to put the basket up. Great effort from Kendall Bennett to save that ball and give Aponic an opportunity at the free throw line. Bennett, on her last appearance at the free throw line, hit both of her shots, so now it's 15-10 in favor of the Patriots. If you look at that last game, GA's effective field goal percentage, which is a stat that adjusts field goal percentage to account for the fact that 3-pointers are worth 3, while field goals only count for 2 points, was 44.8%. Even more so than GA's terrific shooting game against Perkiomen last time was the fact that they were so dominant on the boards. GA grabbed 59.3% of offensive rebounds and 89.2% of defensive rebounds. GA will press here after Aponic finishes 1 of 2. An airmail that is out of the reach of Dunn. It'll be GA ball. GA shot exceptionally well from the free throw line over the past few weeks, 70.6%. Last time against Perkiomen, their goal is to shoot 70% from the free throw line. Aponic backing into Patnode as it's Jenna Aponic giving to Gabby Bose, who flipped one off the glass. That wouldn't go all the way ahead to Marquez. Bennett got a handle on it as Marquez will circle and keep it in bounds. Whip it all the way up top to Patnode, who will settle things down. Jenna Aponic out to guard her. Patnode through the defense, doesn't get the roll. Again, you see her ability, can both drive to the basket and shoot, which makes it difficult to defend her. Izzy Casey last game defended her. Seems like Jess Aponic will be primarily going against Patnode today, as they're going to say that Sanchez reached in against Aponic. Sam Wade back in for the Patriots. Again, the plan for GA defensively was to have Izzy Casey, instead of guarding Patnode today, was to guard the point guard Christina Sanchez, and then the taller Jess Aponic could guard the taller Patnode. Kendall Bennett was the target down low, but the pass was intercepted, and Sanchez all alone up ahead with the flip off the glass and the finish timeout called by Coach Retief and the Patriots. To get back to the point of youth on this GA team, we've talked about it throughout our telecast this season. But Coach Retief told us yesterday that at one point this season, someone asked, what is the PAISAA tournament? Didn't know what it was, and it makes sense given how some of these underclassmen had never played in it before, their first game here today. But we asked Coach Retief yesterday if she'd ever coached a team this young that had been this successful. And she said, you know, of all her time coaching, especially here at GA for 24 years, has coached overall for over 30 years, that she's never coached a team that is this young and has been this successful. Which is a testament to the growth that these underclassmen have demonstrated throughout their time this season. You got 4 of them out there now as Wade finds Bennett, who couldn't connect on the layup attempt, and she last touched it. It'll be Perkiomen ball. And again, especially over the past few weeks, the strong performance from this GA team has got them feeling good heading into this tournament. Patnode doesn't get the call going against Bennett. It's a turnover, and Casey set to bring things ahead. Right to Jess Aponic, open from 3. Well short, and Dunn is there to collect the loose change. GA shot exceptionally well from 3 over the past few weeks as well. Just 2% off of their original goal. Aponic forcing another steal. Right back it goes here to Rachel Dunn. And we have a foul called as the two teams scrap for the ball. That was against Jenna Aponic. Senior captain Alex Goodridge in for the Patriots. She'll give Jess Aponic a break. Both of these teams don't have huge benches, especially with the injury to Jess Kalecki and then Lily Funk suffering those injuries. Jess Aponic a few weeks ago, stress fracture in her foot, was the starting point guard this season for GA. GA's missed her, and senior Lily Funk, who was a big part of this team last year, suffered an injury during soccer season that's kept her out the entire basketball season. Perkiomen doesn't have a huge bench as well. So these players going to be asked to play a large portion of the game as Marquez tosses it out of bounds. GA sets inbound, and it'll be Wade directing traffic. Again, even though Aponic's the primary point guard for GA, you have multiple players who can handle the ball. Wade, Casey, Jess Aponic all can. Goodridge will hand it off as Casey whips it back over to Wade. Sees an opening, and it's Casey stepping into the three. It goes down. The three from Izzy Casey leads the team in three-point percentage at 49%. As a jump ball is called, Wade and Aponic in there to force it. And Izzy Casey, the second team All-Interact selection, has had a great year for GA. She'd be just the second player on GA over the last 10 years to have a three-point field goal percentage of over 46% and a free throw percentage over 75%. Patnode tips it away as they try to get it to Goodridge. Casey back defensively, and a foul is called as Patnode's layup was just off the marks. Fouls have been a common story so far today. Both of these teams up to 5 team fouls as Patnode will head to the line to shoot 2. As Bose will come back in. The other thing on Casey, she'd be the first GA player over the last 10 years to have a three-point field goal percentage of over 45% and grab 100 rebounds in the same season. Is averaging 4 rebounds per game, which is third on the team behind Bennett and CJ Thomas. As Patnode hits the second one, finishes 1 of 2 at the line. Perkiomen doing a good job to stay in the game. It was GA who went out to a big lead early on in their last game, and Perkiomen forces the steal that leads to another foul as Patnode drove to the basket. This one coming against Gabby Bose, and for the second time in roughly 30 seconds, Patnode will shoot 2 at the line. Lauren Patnode, the sophomore, has been Perkiomen's leading scorer in 12 out of 17 games this season. Has over 300 points this season and is averaging 16 points per game. One of the teams that Perkiomen defeated this season was Interact School Baldwin, who GA plays regularly. That was Patnode's best game of the season when she had 36 points against Baldwin. That accounted for 67% of Perkiomen's total points. Now 19-15. Bose through defenders. Foul was called. Two shots for Gabby Bose, who is still the team's leader in points in a single game. That was when off the bench earlier this season. She tallied 26 points against Penn Charter. A great three-point shooter, but can also drive into the paint. Shooting 31% from 2 this season, 18 of 59, 31% from 3. And has been a terrific offensive piece for GA off the bench. Has made some starts this season. Her 85% free throw percentage, she hit both of them there. You see why. Her 85% free throw percentage is tied for the highest mark of any GA player over the last 10 seasons. Sanchez gets it right back here from Rachel Dunn. She'll drive through the opening and convert on the layup attempt. Again, you see why GA wants to keep her out of the paint. That's how Sanchez gets the majority of her points. Did just that there. Casey trying to force the loose ball. Bose back defensively as they get it to Patnode. Aponic went up for the block, but Patnode too strong with the right-handed finish. Now it's a 2-point game. Most of these points for Perkiomen coming from Lauren Patnode. GA knew that coming in, that they would have to defend her. Against the zone, Casey will whip it off to Sam Wade, looking for an opening. Gets it to Bose, who will corral it. 10 seconds left for GA to put a basket up. No Bennett out there right now. Casey will do it herself. That was blocked by Patnode, and it'll be GA ball inbounding with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. See freshman CJ Thomas out there, number 14. She's been a massive part of replacing Kendall Bennett whenever she needs a break. Just one of 2 forwards with Bennett for GA. Shot clock down to 3. Wade puts one up. Off the glass, gets her own rebound. Another attempt is off the marks. Aponic getting the rebound this time, but it was ripped away by Sanchez. Quickly ahead, Bose and Casey back defensively, and Thomas from behind strips the ball. Sanchez getting it right back. With the fresh shot clock, they give it off to Patnode to lob across to Sanchez, faking the 3 and then driving in as she forced one over the rim. And GA will look to extend to their 2-point lead now. CJ Thomas, we mentioned she's had a great past couple of weeks. Grabbed 18 rebounds the last time these two teams played. Aponic from Wade. Off the back iron, pops out to Bose, who will chuck things up from 3. That one off the back iron as well. GA gets another offensive board. After 2 straight missed threes, Casey directing traffic. And now Wade will reset things with 20 seconds left to shoot. They'll get it to Aponic, leaping over Cecilia Vasallo and finishing the 2-point basket. That's a play you usually see GA run to Kendall Bennett, but Aponic so tall at 5'11" at the guard position that they get it to her down low. A nice pass by Sam Wade, who's really tallied a number of assists over the past few weeks, playing a lot of point guard. She's guarding Patnode here. Perkiomen's got 10 seconds. Patnode trying to find an opening, and a tough right-handed attempt was off the marks. Pushing the offense is GA. Casey will pull up from 2. Hit the outside of the rim, and no good. As Sanchez tried to corral things on the other end, but that was out of her reach. It'll be out of bounds. GA's done extremely well defensively today. Trying to get things going, though, offensively as we hit the 1-minute mark here in this first half. 20 seconds, Bose, lengthy 2. This one is off the marks. The shooting from GA has not been there yet today. Again, that was a big part of why they were so successful against Perkiomen last time, and that's part of the reason why they've been so successful for the past few weeks, is that the 3-point shooting, 2-point shooting, and free throw shooting has really increased. Foul called against Aponic, GA in the bonus, so 1-1 for Patnode at the line. No good on the first free throw attempt. It'll be GA ball. Shot clock and game clock separated by about 4 seconds. But it'll be 25 for Aponic to direct traffic. She'll send it over to Sam Wade. There's the seize part for Wade to flip one off the glass that never connected. Patnode pushing things. And an offensive foul is called against her. Good defense by Aponic as Patnode tried to push off against her. That means that Perkiomen's in the bonus now. Or at least they should be. That was Perkiomen's 7th team foul, but no free throws for GA. It was an offensive foul, so no free throws for GA's. Now it's the Patriots whistle down for the offensive foul. Thomas coming back in for the Patriots. Plethora of subs for GA, holding on to just a 4-point lead. A much closer game than when these two teams last played. They got 4 left to shoot as Sanchez directs traffic. He puts one up at the buzzer. It wouldn't go. So a good first half for both of these two teams. Sees it end with a 4-point lead for GA. Maybe not ideally where the Patriots want to be in terms of the size of their lead, but nonetheless, feeling good, holding on to a lead heading into halftime. We'll be back for some second half action here in the first round of the 2022 girls basketball PAISAA tournament, with GA holding on to a 23-19 lead. Getting ready here for some second half action in the first game of the 2022 Girls Basketball PAISAA Championship. GA against the Perkiomen School. It's a 23-19 Patriots lead as this fan section of GA, led by the boys baseball team, getting into things here today. Pretty good way to spend your first practice of the season. Come support the girls basketball team in pursuit of a PAISAA title. It's Perkiomen starting with it. Sanchez directing traffic at the point guard position. Shot clock winding down to 10 as this is Marquez with it here. Now down to 5. Sanchez has to put one up, does so, but Casey and Wade are there defensively as the sophomore Sam Wade will push things up the floor. Prolific three-point shooter gets it down low to Kendall Bennett, who's fouled by Marquez down low. 2 shots for Kendall Bennett at the line. We talked about earlier how well GA has shot this season, especially over the past 2 weeks. I've struggled a bit today, but they've exceeded their goals in 2-point field goal percentage. They're shooting 47% from within 3. They're shooting 33% from 3. Their goal is 35. And they're shooting overall 43% from the floor. Their goal is 45. As Bennett finishes 1 of 2, GA is shooting 65% from the free throw line. That's up from 50 a little earlier this season. GA's goal is 70% from the free throw line. The dangerous Patnode led both of these schools in points in the first half. Sanchez dishing back out. Perkiomen trying to break this zone of GA as we have call against Jenna Ponick against Marquez. There were a lot of fouls in the first half for both of these two teams. Both registered in total 7 team fouls. Again, the winner, they will likely move on to play Westtown, who is the #1 seed in this tournament. Whoa, and we have a late hit against Izzy Casey. Jade Marquez seemingly pushed her as the ball was already out of bounds. We have no call on that, but ball trickled out of bounds, so it'll be GA bringing things ahead. Ponick now at a good first half in terms of steals. Tried to pick up an assist there, but Bennett couldn't finish things off under the rim. Quickly ahead goes Sanchez, dancing against a Ponick. A tough layup, doesn't get the roll. GA pushing things, Sam Wade, wide open look. And then an offensive foul called against Wade as her layup wouldn't go. We mentioned Sam Wade leads the team in three-pointers made this season. He's had a lot of opportunities in the paint so far today. As Bennett reached in there against Marquez, she's called for the foul. Sam Wade had 4 steals last time these two teams played. She would be the first underclassman in the last 10 years at GA to lead the team in three-pointers made. Marquez going against Bennett. In the battle of 2 physical forwards, Bennett wins that one. All the way ahead to Casey. Now back to Ponick from the free throw line. Her 2 is off the mark. Patnode pushing things up ahead for Perkiomen behind her back. Slows things down, and then Ponick strips it from behind. Again, Jenna Ponick, so many steals for this GA team. Leads the team in that department. A long pass ahead to Bennett. Corrals it, finds a Ponick. Easy 2 here. Doesn't get it, gets her own rebound, and then misses that one as well. Some missed shots in the paint for GA have cost them a little bit. As Casey backs off Sanchez, who then drives in, tries to get her own rebound, and she last touched it. It'll be GA ball. Mentioned the steals from Ponick. She'd be the only player over the last 10 years to lead the team in steals and have a three-point field goal percentage of over 41%. Again, that's in GA history over the past 10 years, trying to find Jessa Ponick. A little bit of miscommunication there, though. It's out of bounds and an inbound opportunity for Perkiomen. Timeout called by the Panthers. who trailed by 5, 24-19. Talked about some of the all-interact selections for this GA team. You see them there. Junior Kendall Bennett and then sophomores Jess Aponic and Izzy Casey all named to all-league teams last night. Bennett the first team, Aponic and Casey the second team. You get a look at some of their stats this season. The 3 leading scorers on this GA team, Bennett, Casey, and Aponic in that order. Again, it's been great that GA's had Aponic and Casey contributing along with Bennett. It's been great that Casey and Bennett both averaging double figures. That's really contributed nicely to this GA offense. And Aponic now at 9 points per game isn't far behind the 2 of them. This GA team a few weeks ago was averaging about 49 points per game. They're now averaging roughly 53 points per game, and that's a big part due to those 3 who've been on fire over the last few weeks, especially in the month of February, a month that GA has really dominated in. Our last broadcast for this girls basketball team is on January 24th when GA lost a tough non-league game to Archbishop Carroll. GA has gone 8-1 since then to close out the regular season. Looking to make that a 9th win. Here against Perkiomen, the pass intercepted by Gabby Bowes. Moving ahead with Aponic, whips it over to her. Patnode did not tip it, so it'll be last touched by GA, but now the other ref comes down to say that Patnode did tip that. So now it's going to be GA inbounding under the Perkiomen basket. It did look like Patnode got a finger on it. All for the inbound. This is Casey. Tough drive. Almost had the finish. Fighting for the rebound is Sam Wade. And that is off Perkiomen as well. Vassallo hit off of her foot. It'll be another GA impound. Nearly a fresh shot clock, 27 seconds. Casey open, the pass off the mark. Patnode ahead with Sanchez, who goes up with it and is fouled by Gabby Bowes. Sanchez a little slow to get up. She'll be headed to the free throw line. GA is up to 4 team fouls now in the second half in what has been a much closer game than possibly they anticipated. Obviously didn't think this would be an easy game, but led by over 20 heading into the fourth quarter last time these two teams played. That was in large part helped by the third quarter that the Patriots have their best of the game. The lone loss over this stretch of 9 games for GA was an uncharacteristic loss against Episcopal. That was the first time Episcopal had defeated GA since 2017. GA only scored 39 points in that loss, so definitely uncharacteristic. Aponic and CJ Thomas back in for the Patriots. One and two at the line goes Sanchez. Bennett the rebound. The other thing about this GA stretch was capped off by a great 60-55 win against Notre Dame on Tuesday. And that was big for them because they've struggled against Notre Dame the past few seasons as Bennett collected the pass but couldn't finish under the basket. They're going to say it was touched by her last. It'll be Perkiomen ball. For GA, that win against Notre Dame was the first win against the Irish for any of these freshmen or sophomores. Struggled against them, as we said last year, and then lost the first game between those two teams this season, but winning it 60-55 on Tuesday. Tough contact down low. Bennett sends it out of bounds after Sanchez cut into the middle, as they'll adjust the shot clock. After Bennett rejected the layup attempt by Sanchez. And GA's wins against Penn Charter and Notre Dame this season, the two other best teams in the Interact this year. The number 2 and 3 seeds respectively were arguably their two biggest wins of the season. This one against Perkiomen last time was a big one, but this one today would probably be the most meaningful to send GA to the semifinals of the PAISAA tournament. Wade knocking things away for the Patriots. Now Aponic shields it away and will slowly maneuver ahead. Sam Wade showcasing the moves as she'll hold on to it. Her and Aponic have been out there a lot at the same time today, and both have shared ball handling duties. 15 to shoot for GA. Bennett on the outside, gives it off to Wade in the corner, whips it down low to Thomas, right back to Sam Wade with the left hand, and good! What a finish from Sam Wade. Count the basket and one. An improbable shot goes down for the sophomore. Misses the free throw. Bennett jumps up for the rebound. Will send it over to Aponic, right back to Wade. All the way across. Aponic reels it in. This is Bennett up top now and down low. Aponic with a nice spin move. Layup was no good. Put back attempt though goes down for Jess Aponic, who has been a menace down low today despite being a guard. Has gotten a lot of open looks down there. For Sam Wade this season, a great season as a sophomore. After averaging 8.3 points per game as a freshman, Marquez turns and shoots and doesn't hit it. Over the last 2 seasons, Sam Wade has made as many starts as just about any other underclassman over the last 10 years for GA. She gives it off to Jess Aponic, who then finds Thomas, who's left open from 3. Can she make him pay? She cannot, just short. And last thing about Sam Wade here, she's called for the foul against Patnode. Wade is the only player over the last 10 years to average 8.3 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, and 1.7 assists per game. No player who's played for GA over the last 10 years has as high of totals in those 3 categories. An 8-point lead for GA. Feeling pretty good now as Sanchez falls down. And another foul called against GA. This one against Wade as well. Now GA 6 team foul with just under 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter, as Casey will come in for Wade, and then Coach Retief will call a timeout for GA. We mentioned the other teams in the Interact a few minutes ago, but you get a look at the final Interact standings. It's Penn Charter, who is the league champion. That only league loss came against GA in a thrilling game here in Fort Washington. It's also worth noting that the Penn Charter boys basketball team tied Malvern Prep for the league title. So Penn Charter becomes the first team since Episcopal and GA last did it to win both the boys and the girls basketball Interact titles. And then you also get a look at the average age there. GA finishes 16-7 and 9-3 in league play, but are considerably younger than every other Interact team. And they've only gotten better throughout the season. We talked about how Coach Chief said she'd never coached a team that's this young and has been this successful, but just so impressive considering they're going against teams that are significantly older than them, have players who've played 3-4 years at the high school level, but GA hasn't let that deter them. Marquez, tough defense from Thomas. Patnode catch and shoot, down it goes. GA has been able to limit the production of Patnode these first 5.5 minutes of the third quarter, but Patnode gets the Panthers back to within 5 as Aponic has it knocked away. It was last touched by her. It'll be Perkiomen inbounding. This has been a tough game so far as we approach the 2-minute mark. Sanchez will drive against Aponic and then set up Vassallo, who backs out Aponic with another steal. She's been doing it all game and all season, and the left-handed layup doesn't connect. It's unfortunately the second time she's registered a steal, but hasn't been able to finish the open layup. It's still a 5-point game as the floater by Sanchez too strong. Patnode in to collect the rebound. G's been able to box out effectively as a 3 here by Dunn is off the marks. GA defensively has looked really good, but the offense has struggled for the most part today. And it's been the offense that's really been getting going over the past few weeks. Aponic thinking about the 3, now hoping for an outlet. Casey has it now. And we'll cycle it back across to Aponic, who has 10 left to shoot. Side to side, Aponic tried to put one up. Thomas saves it right to Casey. They got to put it up, only 3 left to shoot. And she tried to get it down low to Bennett, tipped out of bounds by Marquez. And with 2 seconds left on the shot clock, GA will inbound. They got to get it going quickly. Casey in the corner. She's got to put one up, does at the buzzer, but it's well off here. Tough opportunity for GA with no time left on the shot clock. Mentioned Casey's probably the person you want to turn to if you're GA from three. The 49% three-point percentage heading into the game. As we head into the final minute here in the third quarter, Marquez bouncing off of defenders, but her layup was rejected. And now GA has an opportunity on the other end. Leading by 5, trying to get to the 30-point threshold. Aponic pressured hard. And we have a whistle and a foul called against Christina Sanchez. Aponic looking for an outlet, floats it out to Casey, who will corral it. Bennett sets up the opening for Casey, who knocks the 2 down. We mentioned Casey leads the team in a variety of categories, including three-point percentage. That also includes minutes played. Casey leads the team in minutes played. It's the only player who started every game this season for GA. And that last 2, a big one, gives GA a 7-point lead with 15 seconds left. Patnode! Bennett reaching up for the block. GA's got 10 seconds. Shot clock unplugged. They push it up to Casey. An open opportunity. Almost had it. Bennett tipping it up. Casey tried to fight in for the rebound. And we have a whistle and a foul called against Perkiomen with 2.8 seconds left. Aponic will once again inbound. And we have some physical contact between Bennett and Marquez. Baseball team get into it now. Aponic all the way out to Casey. Clock will start. Downtown 3 is off the marks as the buzzer sounded. That would have been a terrific exclamation point to end the third quarter. And at the end of 24 minutes of play, GA holding on to a 7-point lead, trying to advance to the semifinals of this PAISAA tournament. Again, we talked about how good GA's played over the past 2 weeks. Coach Retief has talked about how GA just had to be patient. That was the key thing with this team because of how young they were and how few games they played last year. These sophomores not being able to play very many games. And as the season's gone on and these freshmen and sophomores and everyone on the team got more games under their belt, have only gotten better and better. Again, the first PAISAA appearance for most of these players, just about all of them. Coach Retief said that the team is really feeling confident heading into the tournament. They're also feeling great about the growth that they've undergone throughout the season. And she also said that the team's improvement in shooting from everyone on the floor is evidence of their growth. And she's pointed out, as many people have, how exciting it is to think about how good this team will be next year. Coach Retief also informed us that GA has really worked on their chemistry throughout the season. It has certainly showed. After having talked things over, we're under play here in the final 8 minutes of action here in Fort Washington. 7-point lead for the Patriots, the 4 seed taking over the Perkiomen Panthers, the 5 seed. Patnode called for the foul against Aponic. Perkiomen now approaching foul trouble, up to 5. GA had 16 fouls. GA had 20 total fouls the last time these two teams played. There's a little confusion with the inbounding, but now it is Aponic who will set up Casey. With Wade directing traffic, a whistle and a foul. And after some debate, it is an offensive foul called against the Patriots. Their 7th team foul, so now Perkiomen will head up the court. Again, we mentioned undefeated in league play, champions of the Penn Jersey Athletic League, but certainly looking to head into the semifinals of the tournament after Sanchez missed the layup. to scrap for the loose ball. We have a foul called, it looks like, against Perkiomen, who no longer has a foul to give. It'll be GA inbounding. And Perkiomen, fewer than 10 players on their roster, so these starters really have to play just about the whole game, which is certainly a difficult task when you're playing a team as good as GA. We will work it around in the offensive zone. Casey getting loose down low. No foul was called as she collided with Rachel Dunn. And as the ball went out of bounds, it'll be Perkiomen set to inbound. The Penn Jersey Championship Perkiomen won this year was their first since 2018. They also won in 2014, 2013, and 2012, but undefeated in league play this season. It's finished 6-6 in non-league play. One of those losses was against this GA team. No points so far this third quarter. Sanchez tries to change that, but her floater misfired, and it remains a 7-point lead for Sam Wade and the Patriots, who will slow things down here in the fourth quarter. Wade right back to Aponic, and now we have an offensive foul called against Kendall Bennett. There's certainly been a lot of physical contact between these two teams because both of these two teams love to get down low in the paint, but at a certain point, if you're the referees, you feel like you have to let these two teams play things out. 14 fouls so far in the second half, 14 in the first half. Just seems like too many, and many that are unnecessary. But who am I to judge? Anyways, let's take a look at the GA PAISAA history. They've been immensely successful in the PAISAA tournament under head coach Sherry Retief. 4 wins in totals we highlighted. And again, we said earlier on in the telecast, if it wasn't for the Shipley School, you're probably looking at close to 10 total PAISAA titles for GA, because as you see there, Shipley has defeated GA in this tournament several times, but GA's gotten the #1 seed in this tournament more times than any other PAISAA school. The most recent GA appearance resulted in a very tough loss to Abington Friends School in the the semifinal in this tournament a few years ago. And GA once again looking to advance to the semifinal. Both of these teams are where they will play a really tough Westtown team. Westtown, the 1 seed in both boys and girls basketball. First time that has happened in PAISAA history, where you have both the boys and the girls basketball team who is the 1 seed. Casey reaching up to knock it away. Numbers back ahead for the Patriots as Casey will turn back out. Bowes wide open 3. That is short. Bowes, a prolific shooter off the bench. She had a great 3-point effort against Penn Charter when she came off the bench, but now it's Patnode, the offensive foul against Casey. Great job by Casey to take the charge. Patnode will have to exit. Victoria Sokolova will come in for her. Patnode with the foul trouble. That means good things for the Patriots, as the top scorer for the Panthers is on the bench. You have several players in foul trouble, as we mentioned, because of how many fouls have been called today. Now up to 15 in this half. Aponic guarded closely by Sokolova. And now Aponic thinking about things. Jenna and Jess Aponic playing catch up top. And now this is Casey getting it. Approaching 10 on the shot clock. As Jess Aponic has done in her face, will shift over, find Bennett down low, had it tipped away. She has 5 left to shoot. As Wade has to get rid of it, is going to dance into the paint, and we have an offensive foul as Wade committed to the drive. As great as GA has been today at keeping the Panthers out of the paint, the Panthers have been equally as good. And very few open threes for the Patriots either, which has led to difficulties for them offensively. A really low-scoring game today. Again, GA's success has largely, over the past stretch, has been carried by the fact that they've shot so well offensively. Marquez, nice job to send it over to Dunn, who has Casey in her face. Sokolova sending it over. Aponic tipped it away as Sanchez fell down. No foul on that, as Sanchez is slow to get up, and we have a whistle as she's able to get to her feet there. They'll take a minute. Sanchez was injured a little earlier this season, suffered that injury against Scotland Campus. She is two to put it out, and it's well short, right to Gabby Bowes. Sanchez's first game back was against this GA team. Certainly hope she stays healthy. Aponic from the corner, in and out. Some open threes on the past two offensive drives for the Patriots have not fallen down. Perkiomen certainly missed Sanchez when she was injured against Scotland Campus. They were not able to hold on to a 14-point fourth quarter lead. She's certainly important, especially now with Patnode on the bench. Casey in the face of Vassallo. It results in a ball that was tipped out of bounds by Casey. 10 left to shoot for Sanchez, and the Panthers, Sanchez inbound. Aponic got a hand on it, but it's Marquez corralling, who looks into the paint, will give things up. Vassallo has 2 left to shoot. Sanchez with 1, puts it up, and a tough roll doesn't go Perkiomen's way. Bennett springs Bowes, who then finds Aponic with a nice fake, right back to Bowes. She has a fake herself, and she double dribbled in doing so. Now Alex Goodrich will come back in for the Patriots. This is perhaps the most substitutions we've seen for GA in any of their games this season. Again, it is important for them to keep all of their players rested, especially with the injuries of Kalecki and Lily Funk. The bench is not as deep as it once was. You also have the transfer of Josie Munson as well. But all these GA players have done an incredibly great job stepping up. Nice job, Aponic. Getting it loose, Casey corralling. Chest to chest, pass to chest, Aponic, who doesn't miss the layup attempt. On a beautiful feed from Izzy Casey, Perkiomen will take a timeout. With GA now holding on to a 9-point lead. That last basket by Aponic was the first points for either of these two teams in this fourth quarter. It's been a great defensive battle. Maybe not the game that either of these two teams anticipated or maybe even wanted. But at least you know heading into the next round that you've tightened things up defensively. Again, it seems as though Patnode has fouled out for Perkiomen, which is big for GA because the leading scorer today, the leading scorer last time these two teams played, and Perkiomen's primary scorer, who's averaging over 16 points per game, is not going to be able to return to action here this afternoon, which is big for GA as they look to punch their ticket to the semifinal against Westtown. Again, Patnode has been Perkiomen's leading scorer in 12 out of 17 games this season. Once again, as we resume play with under 4 minutes left to play, it's this boys baseball team who's been a big support system here today, cheering the girls team on as we have a foul called. Sanchez attempted to get to the basket. This is against Aponic, GA's 10th team foul. And Sanchez will shoot 1 and 1. You see Jenna Aponic, Jess Aponic, Alex Gurridge, and Kendall Bennett out there right now. First one no good for Sanchez. This GA fan base certainly making it difficult for all the Perkiomen free throw shooters here today. Hits the second to make it an 8-point deficit. Goodrich will inbound to Jenna Aponic. As much as possible, GA's tried to find Kendall Bennett down low, but Marquez has done a great job guarding her. the first-team All-NERAC selection in Bennett, as they work it down low to Thomas, the other forward on GA's roster, but it was a tough pass to Corral. She couldn't. It'll be Perkiomen ball. Mentioned Thomas has over 100 rebounds this season. Over the last 10 years, no freshman has grabbed more rebounds than CJ Thomas. No freshman over the last 10 years for GA has over 100 rebounds to begin with. Perkiomen stepped out of bounds. GA will regain possession. And besides Kendall Bennett, no other freshman has more rebounds and points than CJ Thomas over the last 10 years for GA. Thomas, Goodrich, and Aponic all exit as Wade, Bose, and Casey come back in for the Patriots. So CJ Thomas has been crucial for GA as one of two forwards, has given Kendall Bennett breathing time when she's needed some, and has really increased her offensive output. Again, Thomas had 18 rebounds the last time these two teams have played. 12 seconds for GA as they work it around to the wing. With the pump, Casey now on the drive. Bose left open, but instead she looks around now from two, thinks about it again. 2 seconds now. Wade through the defense. Ponick leaping up for the rebound. Her floater's off the marks, and we have a foul on the putback. It will be 2 shots for Jess Aponic, the second-team All-NERAC selection. This season, Jess Aponic is shooting 27 of 40, 68% from the free throw line. She's only the second player besides Maddie Visa to average at least 6.3 points per game freshman and sophomore year for GA over the last 10 years. So you get a sense of how valuable she's been with Sam Wade, who've seen a lot of playing time. Casey as well this year with double figures. Dunn hoping to put one up. Bennett in disbelief as she was called for the foul. Actually, no, it was Gabby Bose who's whistled for the foul. 2 shots now for Rachel Dunn. This is easily among the most fouls that the two teams have combined for in GA's season this year. Up to 18 this half. There were 14 total in the first half. Dunn will try to convert on the second free throw after missing the first. 2.5 minutes left to play. Perkiomen running out of time, down by 10. 0 of 2 at the line. Perkiomen forced to play up on GA as Dunn will collide with Wade. That draws a foul. And a tough situation for Perkiomen now because with their 9th team foul, it presents a 1-on-1 opportunity for Sam Wade at the free throw line. Off the marks with her first free throw. Eventually comes loose to Casey with a tough layup attempt. That wouldn't go off the glass. Sam Wade circles, dishes to Kendall Bennett, right up with it and goes down. A tough finish from the tough GA center. Count it and 1. As you hear the fans, a key for all opponents playing GA this season has been stopping Kendall Bennett. So easily said than done. Missed the free throw though, is an opportunity the other end for Dunn, who has an and 1 herself. Perkiomen trying to chip into that deficit. That made layup by Dunn gets them to within 10. And after she missed both of her free throws about a minute ago, Dunn will try to convert on this one opportunity here. Go back to Kendall Bennett. She'd be the second GA player over the last 10 years to average a double-double. Bennett leads GA in 14 statistical categories, the most by any GA player in any year over the last 10 years. Dunn made the free throw, 9-point deficit, under 2 minutes left to play. Wade holding on to things along the sideline, dances up top. The outlet is Casey, who looks back to Wade. Instead, it's a pass over to Bose, who now directs traffic. Bennett up top gets the pass. Right back to Sam Wade. A bounce pass up to Bose for 3. That's too strong. A tough fight for the loose ball. Results in Perkiomen possession. And Dunn directing traffic with a minute and a half left to play. Their leading scorer on the bench. Dunn will do it herself. This is too strong, getting her own rebound. With Wade in her face, she'll put it back up. Another floater is off the marks. A turnover here for GA though, and Sanchez will cash in on the floater. A 7-point game now. Perkiomen doesn't have a foul to give, so now it's Casey announcing directions as we approach the 1-minute mark. This is Vasallo in her face. Casey will give it up. Wade over to Bennett, who whips it to Bose, cycling it to Casey. 10 to shoot as GA tries to wind this clock down. It was tipped into the backcourt, but nonetheless, it's 5 seconds left for the Patriots. Casey dancing around will put one up. As the buzzer sounded, they're going to wave it off. Great effort just to get to the basket for Izzy Casey. As Alex Goodrich and Basha Harrington will come in for the Patriots. As will Abigail Marino. So a multitude of subs within the last minute of the game. Perhaps a defensive-minded group of 5 if you're GA. Under a minute left. Perkiomen needs points desperately. A foul on the drive to the basket. And 2 shots for Cristina Sanchez. It's been a game of disbelief for all the players involved in the game because they cannot believe how many fouls have been called today. Sanchez will shoot 2 as Wade comes right back off of the bench. If you're either one of these teams, you cannot afford to foul. Both at 10 team fouls. Sanchez trying to make things interesting. Aponic and Casey, after a quick breathe, will re-enter as well. Casey's played a good portion of the game today. She leads the team in minutes, as we said. Casey's played 30 minutes or more in a game 6 times this season. That is not only the most of any GA underclassmen over the last 10 years, it is tied for the most of any player over the last 10 years if you're GA. That's how much Izzy Casey's played. She has it right here. Sanchez missed the second free throw attempt. Shot clock and game clock separated by 10. No fouls committed here by Perkiomen as they force the steal. Down by 6. Dunn moving things up with 20 seconds left to play now. Going against Casey. Fires one up top. Moving into the paint, pulling up was Marquez. Bennett to the rebound. GA will hold on to the ball. Perkiomen has to foul now. They foul against Casey. And with 8.5 seconds left in this fourth quarter, and Izzy Casey headed the free throw line, things looking good for this GA team. As this GA bench singing, or excuse me, this GA fan section singing their goodbyes to Perkiomen. Casey at the free throw line. Rachel Dunn fouled out as well. Casey is the 3rd highest efficiency rating of any underclassman over the last 10 years. And over the last 10 years, as the first free throw misses here. Over the last 10 years, only one player, Jaron Garner of GA, had higher numbers in points per game, rebounds per game, and steals per game in a single season for GA than Izzy Casey. Doesn't hit the free throws here. But Aponic is fouled after she collected the rebound, and with 4 seconds left to play, it's safe to say that GA will be moving on to play Westtown in the semifinal. Again, Westtown has to win their game against Friends Central, but that seems likely considering they're the 1 seed. And it'll certainly be a tough matchup for Westtown, or excuse me, for GA against Westtown, but one they certainly are capable of winning after a big win here today. Marquez ducking back as the final horn sounds, sealing an 8-point win for the Patriots, 38-30. Perhaps an unconventional game for both of these teams. In the end, it's just a 68-point game in total, 38-30 in favor of the Patriots. So Certainly an unconventional game, but GA will take it as they move on to the semifinal. For the first time in 2 years, again, no PAISAA championship last year. Coach Retief said that the team's #1 goal this season is to win a championship. That just eluded them in interact play. They're hoping the PAISAA championship, though, is theirs to claim. That is their goal as they salute the GA baseball team who showed out in force to support this girls basketball team here today. We wish the best of luck to this girls basketball team as they move on to take Westtown, and if they can defeat them, whoever their opponent may be, in the finals of this PAISAA tournament. But that'll wrap it up for us here today from Fort Washington. In the end, after 32 minutes of play, it's a 38-30 GA win here in the first round of the PAISAA tournament. The Patriots are moving on to the semifinal. For Corey Miller, quite possibly the last time here from the big gym in Germantown Academy. The last basketball game, quite possibly, I will call here in my great time here at the Academy. It's been an absolute pleasure. We thank you so much for tuning in today. For Henry Westcott, our cameraman today, and Jake Dirks running graphics, we thank you so much for tuning in. For quite possibly the last time, this is Corey Miller saying so long from Germantown Academy.